Good evening. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Victoria Camden, and I am going to do a book review for you today. And it's not fiction, it's not fantasy, but it's about writing fiction and fantasy. I really love this book. This is On Writing and World Building. This is Volume 3 by Timothy Hickson. So there are 2 other books in this series, and I think he said on his channel, Hello Future Me, that he has another one coming out. However, each of them can be read on their own. And I have read lots of on writing books, world building books, how to plot your story, how to outline, lots of different variations of this same thing. But what I really like about this one in particular is the fact that he goes a little bit further in depth as to the why of things. So for instance, character descriptions. He doesn't just talk about like how do you describe something, looking at the period that you're drawing from. Is it medieval? Is it rustic? What the clothing look like? He doesn't talk about it from that angle, which a lot of other books do. What he talks about is if you're going to describe something of your character, make sure that it tells the story as well. So don't just describe the fact that someone's wearing a wedding ring. This is one of the examples he uses in the book. But if you're describing the wedding ring, it should be or it could be important. Like maybe her husband is deceased for 30 years and she still wears the wedding ring. Maybe she's divorced, or maybe she actually never went through with that wedding. That was me making something up, but she still wears the wedding ring. So the physical characteristics of character description should describe not just what the person is wearing and what they look like, but also something about them. And I underlined this one part here, and I won't read anything else from it because I really want you guys to go out and buy this because it's amazing. As I read this, I get so many downloads and so many ideas for writing, not necessarily like words like from this particularly, but it just opens my mind to a new way of thinking about what I'm writing and the reasons I'm writing it and why I'm writing it. And it really helps me to get deep down into my own lore and the lore of my characters and to really flesh out what it is they're trying to tell me. So this paragraph here, this is under character descriptions. It says, don't just look for distinctive visual features, but features which arise from their quirks, flaws, strengths, beliefs, story role, and struggles. So I really like that because I was having a hard time trying to figure out where do I put my descriptor about what my character looks like. It's important. Her physicality is important because she is physically and visually different than the people that she lives around. So she stands out as foreign to many people. But I didn't want to just make it cliche, like her skin color or anything like that, because that's just all kind of been done before. So I realized what I needed to highlight was something about the clothing that she wears. And so I have this scene where it's hot, she's riding a horse, she's done doing what she's done in the town and she's going back home, and she's wearing this heavy blue cloak, and she won't take it off even though it's hot. She doesn't take it off because the cloak, because of its quality, its texture, the embroidery on it, the color of it, it's very distinctive of the order that she belongs to. And so people who could see her without that color on could possibly think her uneducated. Why is this woman riding a horse on her own? Just all of the little stereotypes and distrust and those types of things. So she wears it despite the fact that she's dying of heat stroke practically, because she wants people to see her as who she knows herself to be. And without that cloak, they see something that they have been predetermined in their mind that she is. And so as a way of protecting herself against criticism, racism, and all that, that kind of stuff. I'll take these off. There's a lot of glare. She wears that so that they can see her rank and her status, and that is who they respond to. And when they interact with her, based on that knowledge that she is a person of rank, a person of education, a person of note, worthy of some sort of respect. So, and that was all from like one paragraph. And this book is like 300 pages long. I take it back. It's 282 pages long. So let me go through some of the chapter titles. So the first section is character descriptions. That's what I read first. The next one is death scenes, then dialogue. Then we have subtext and dialogue, darkest hours, show don't tell, and then there's a whole list. It's not just show don't tell. There's like a whole list of things underneath that, and each chapter as well. Plot armor, environmental descriptions, elemental magic systems, anti-heroes, paragon heroes, death and the afterlife, cities and towns. Let's see, turn the page. You can do it. And then, of course, he talks about all these different errors. And then there's mountains, island civilizations, fallen civilizations, and just really goes into how those things happen. Like, what makes that important? What are the key things that you need to draw out of those descriptions in order to bring someone into your world and really describe how important it is? And basically, this is my take. I don't know if it's a hot take or not, but to me, it seems like, even though he doesn't, well, he might say it, but I don't remember him saying it. It's almost like every part of the book itself, from the places that you describe to the world systems, the magic systems, if you're using a magic system, all of those things are character. Your setting is character, your characters are characters, your magic systems are characters, because they all need to tell a story. So, highly recommend On Writing by Timothy Hickson. He also has a YouTube channel. It's called Hello Future Me. Excellent channel. He goes in depth, but not as in depth as the book, but he does videos on world building, and also just like different things. He talks about, the arcs in Avatar, which is awesome, and the characters there. It's a very, very good channel. So thank you for watching my channel, and I really hope that you go and pick up this book or one of his other ones. This is my first review of a book, and I chose this one because I feel like many of you are writers. But even if you're not, even if you're just a reader, it's important, I think, when I'm reading, I like to kind of get into the mind of the author. Like, what were they trying to tell? Like, why did they describe this tower specifically and not the 20 others in the story? Like, what was it about it? Why was that important? And sometimes it'll happen where an author or the narrator will describe something and it never comes up again. And that's okay. That's okay. That can be a thing. Sometimes that's fun, just to have just some random thing in your story. But sometimes it could be kind of, if that happens a lot, it's kind of irritating. Like, well, what was the point of that? Like, where was that going? Was there some deeper meaning to that? So I think this is a very good book. It's a very good book if you're a writer, and even if you're just a reader, it gives you a lot of insight into why writers do what they do, and it could even make your reading journey more fulfilling. So again, have a great day. Thank you for joining my channel. I'm Victoria Camden.